It's my birthday. Great. It is raining out today. It's my birthday. Well, that obviously doesn't fit. But now, then I would probably, Wendy, I would say, okay, cool. It's my birthday is 4 sounds. And we've got, it is raining out today. That's 7 sounds. So we need 3 more sounds in there. And now, we're going to take some time, we're going to figure out how to make it's my birthday 7 syllables, and also something that honors this meter. So, let's take a little sidebar. It's my birthday. Now, I want you to really, I know it's almost impossible to ask you to say, you know, don't be smart, but, or don't be educated. There's a difference. But, can you back up and say, what's the next thing after it's my birthday? Where might a kid go next? If we need 7 sounds. Yes?
Shout hooray.
It's my birthday, shout hooray. Okay, good. There's one option. What if 5th grade, the kid's 10 years old? It's my 10th birthday. Okay? Uh-oh. Okay, good. We're getting closer.
Today.
It's my 10th birthday today. It's my 10th birthday today. So I might, you know, they're not going to get there immediately, but I am going to help them push through it. I also need, I want you to know, there's a method to this madness where if the lyric is not the most beautiful thing I've ever heard and it doesn't touch my soul, I'm so okay with that in this particular instance. Okay? Did that help answer the question a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, thank you for asking that. So, next idea. We are using what 3 pitches right now? ABC. What? They're easy, by the way, as 1, 2, 3, thank you. Which is also the numbers that they are in the scale. So, if we're on 1, 2, 3, I want you to take the whole thing. We're going to move up 1 step. Okay? Yeah. So now, what 3 pitches are we using next? B, C, D. Now, would you please do what we did before? No, take this idea. Play it on B, C, and D. Ready? Here we go. Cool. Now let's go back it up in the original version like this. Da, 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 da. Ready? Let's try that. Here we go. Stop on B, C, and D. Sorry. The original rhythm on B, C, D. So it's going to go 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. Ready? Here we go. Good. All right. So now, there's our next little idea. We're going to go like this. It is raining out today. It is cloudy, cold, and gray. Da 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 da. What do you think is coming next? Well, yes. In terms of the process, though, we just went da 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 da. What am I going to ask the kids to do next?
Words.
We need more words. So we're doing the first 2 while playing and singing. When we get to that 3rd one, play it and see what kind of lyric we can come up with. Ready? From the beginning, starting on what? Oh yeah, ready? Here we go. It is raining out today. It is cloudy, cold, and gray. I forgot. You have a little break. You got excited. Ready? It is cloudy, cold, and gray. Da 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 da. Let's try that again. Ready? From the beginning. Here we go. It is raining out today. It is cloudy, cold, and gray. What are we gonna do?
And I'm stuck inside.
And what's that?
And I'm stuck inside.
And I'm stuck inside. Sure, that'll work. Absolutely. Okay, that was not enthusiastic enough to you. I'm so sorry. That was like, you know, whatever. Yes, that's an excellent lyric. We are absolutely using. And I'm stuck inside. All right. I'm trying not to take this personally, by the way. And I'm stuck.
Oh, yeah. That's why.
Inside.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
If the next line is with this idiot, I'm going home. All right. So. No. So. All right. So now we've got A and C, B, C, and D. If we take the pattern and go up another step, where are we now? C, D, E. Would you take the and I'm stuck inside rhythm pattern? Put it on C, D, E, and E. Ready? Here we go. I'm tired of this pattern. Let's stop sequencing. So now, wait a minute. What note did we just get up to?
E.
Why is that important?
Because that's what
Oh, we've achieved kind of a melodic goal here. We've now established our pentachords. So you know what? Now that we're there, let's find a way back home. So we're going to go like this. Ya-dum, bum, bum, bum. Good for you, Haley, right? So it's going to go 3, 4, 5, and then Haley, would you do? 3, 1. Check that again. 3, 4, 5, 3, 1. Should we just play that? Here you go. Ready? This time, try it again. Come on, fill there. But not that one. Ready? Here we go. So, and I'm stuck inside. What?
Have a glass of wine.
With a By the way, so let's play the fun game. My 5th grade children, for some reason, break that out, right? Okay, I just learned a little bit about home life. Okay? Say, all right, cool. I like where you are, but maybe not the most appropriate for this particular setting. Let's find it up, and then, you know, exactly. For the rest of my life, or that doesn't fit. But so we could use that. So we could go with that now. Is that okay for today?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Now, if you are saying no, then that's it's one of those things to say. Okay, then when you get back to your classroom, don't sing about wine with your children. Actually, I would recommend not singing about wine. All these years of teaching, that's the little gem that I could get off of you today. Yeah. I know what I meant. That's where my middle schoolers would go. So with something like that, eating rotten lime, right? So like, okay, fine. So, good. From the beginning, good luck. If you mess up, put the person next to you, then we're good to go. Ready? Here we go. It is raining down today. It is cloudy, cold and gray. And I'm stuck inside with my glass of wine.
I didn't get the last part.
What's that? You didn't get the last part?
I missed the last part.
Why did you miss the last part? What?
It has skips.
It has skips? Yeah, it's different than all the others. How many times has she played it? Once! Exactly. I have such a problem with my children, both my own actual children and the ones in my building, who are such quitters because of what we've developed in our culture of video games and Guitar Hero. That if I can't do it perfectly in 3 times, it is just too hard. And so that I did, yeah, you missed it. Of course you did. It was your first time trying it. You'll probably miss it the rest of today, by the way. And when you come back in 5 days, you might miss it again. So, but by the time we've done this for 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be fine. I'm not worried about you. Make a mistake and just try to improve on it each time. So we're not going to go back and fix that mistake because I actually want to go back. I've got good news for you. Now we're actually going to do this. Let's see here. Hey, give a drink. So, what's our next part? What are the next notes going to be? B, C, D. Yeah. So basically, we're going to start with this little idea. This first idea starts on A. Coincidentally, it's the A phrase. They have nothing to do with each other, just coincidence. Is cloudy, cold, and gray. What's that going to be? Also A. Exact same thing. All right, cool. And I'm stuck inside. B, again, it's the B phrase, but just by happenstance. With a glass of wine. C. Okay, that's just weird that it's actually working out that way. And then we go back to B, right? So, simultaneously with this piece, we can get, let's see here. I'm going to say this is the A phrase. It starts on that. A, B, C, B, in terms of phrase length. Okay, cool, or phrase form. Ready? So let's do our best. Ready? Here you go. It is raining out today. It is cloudy, cold and gray. And I'm stuck inside with my myself. And I'm stuck inside. Yeah, good. And I love that you're just so, all right? You're gonna be fine. So now, let's do that one more time, and then I'm gonna add one little ending. We're almost there. Ready? Here you go. It is raining out today. It is cloudy, cold and gray. And I'm stuck inside with my first of one. And I'm stuck inside. What note is what? A. One of the really important notes in this particular scale, G. So we need to pick it up and go like this. Da da da. Here you go. I don't know this personally because I'm a musician and artist and not so much a sports ball person, but I have been told, and I relate, this is the ESPN theme. Da, da, da. Okay, so you're going to find A and you're going to go like this. Da, da, da. Here we go. That's our ending. So let's see here. And I'm stuck inside. Bum, bum, bum. Wait, sorry, teacher choice. You may not end with drinking wine. All right, so no, seriously, and I love throwing that challenge to the kids because it's too easy sometimes to let them. So, and I'm stuck inside. Da da da. So what do you want to put there? All alone. What a day. Okay, I heard two different versions. Here's what we're gonna do. Would you please start right here? And I'm stuck, and then you're going to sing either all alone or what a day, and we're going to have a vote that way. Pick the one you like. Don't play, sing. And I'm stuck. Here, and here we go. And I'm stuck inside, what a day. Okay? I don't know if there were more of you, but you were louder. So, and I'm stuck inside, what a day. Cool. All right? You have the whole melody. From top. Here we go. Ready, set, and ready, here we go. Again. Up to B. C. Again. So there's our melody, okay? Now, we need an accompaniment for this thing. So we've said now a few times, what's the whole note? A. Other really important note. E. Would you please find me just a drum on A and E? You can play it any way you want, as long as it fits my music. Ready? So here we are. We're going to do it this time. Keep on. Can you sing your melody while you do it? Yeah. It is raining out. Yeah, there's nothing egregious or offensive about that. It's totally doable. And in reality, I might even say, okay, good, you know what? Let's have one of you tell us what drone you're doing, and we're going to go on. But that's not the goal of this particular lesson. So instead, if you haven't taken levels, that 1 and 5, when we play it together, it's called a drum. Okay? Now, you can also, by the way, it's also called a ordoon. Those are just two spellings for the same exact thing. All right? Then, what you can do here is we can make this drone more interesting. I saw some of you doing it by like going A, E, E, A, E, E, or together, or and then inverting it maybe. All kinds of things we can do. One of the coolest things we can do to a drone, though, is we can move notes around. Okay, so let's see here. If we're on A, E, we could take A, and instead of going up to E, we could go A, D, E. And we're going to, so for your spellers, that's 80, by the way. So I guess in lemon. So we're going to go like this. A, D, E, A, D, E. Okay, chop. We can do that. You know what, though? Some of you are going A, E, E, A. And I actually heard the bass bar doing it a little bit with the low E. So let's do this. Take your left hand and go A, E, A, E. So So, for those of you who care, I would call this a simple drum that's broken, and we've inverted it because we're putting the 5 below. Now somebody's trying to show off over here because they're trying to put the other drum on the top like this. D, E, D, E, D, E, D, E, A, E, D, E. So stop. So now, it's about choices. You can do one of a few things. If you want to go A, E, that's fine. If you want to go A, D, E, A, D, E, that's fine too. If you want to challenge them, try this. A, D, E, D, D, E, A, D, E, D, D, E. I find it easier to watch my left hand, because my right hand is not on either. Just go D, E, right next to it. Because you're not playing just A and E. You have one mallet that's really moving around between D and E. I don't, nor does anybody that I work with, consider A and E this to be moving. Because you're just duplicating pitches that already exist within that drum, A and E. The moving is when you play a note other than 1 and 5. Does that make sense? Cool. So let's do this. Let's have you guys, the alto xylophones, the bass bars, the bass xylophones. Would you start up that little drum that you were just playing, that little ostinato? And everyone else, we're going to go back to the melody in 1 second. Ready? Here. So now let's sing our little melody. And I'm stuck inside. What a day. What a day. So let's try that all the way through with a repeat. Let's try putting all that together, and then we'll do a final version. Ready? So, drums. Let's see here. Susan, you're in a pretty good line of sight for most of these people. Susan, I don't want to bring you in. I would love it if you guys can watch Susan, because she's going to be sitting there, and you can probably see her left mallet, and she's going to give a very clear, and you guys are going to start. So let's see, exactly. So you guys watch Susan, and I'm going to get out of the way. So now, you guys in front. You're going to watch Haley, because she's in the center, and she's going to try to get a little cue of when it's going to come in with the mallet. that I developed when I was an undergrad about rushing and why it exists or how it comes to be for a piano player. Wind players and singers, we don't have this issue.
No.
Well, okay, let me take it back. You have this issue for a different reason. So, when I was practicing for one of my recitals, I was playing these Scarlatti sonatas, and I remember so clearly, I had this little thing that I always did at the end of each piece. The Scarlatti sonatas are not long. They're about 3 pages long each. So to do a program of them, I had to do like 5 of them to make it count as one piece. So anyway, and I realized I do that every time I hit the last chord. I don't breathe every 2 measures because I'm using all of my available mental resources to focus on play this note, play that note, remember this note. And along the line, my brain had to let go of something, and it was breathing. So when you don't breathe, of course, what happens to your heart rate? It spikes because your body thinks you're dying, right? It thinks you're trapped under water or under something heavy. And so it says, okay, we need to run some air or you're going to die now. And it releases endorphins, right? And so then you get this rush. Well, welcome to rushing. So that is, in my opinion, why most of my kids are rushing. And so I just had my 5th grade performance night before last, and they were playing one little piece. And at one point I looked and I went, I need you to take a breath right now. And like, da 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 da. Keep doing that. Okay. So if you find yourself rushing or your kids rushing, take a look at their shoulders. If they're coming up like this or turning blue, you might want to offer that one tidbit. Hey, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back now. We're going to put that all together. Susan, nice job bringing them in. She's going to bring it in again. Haley, nice job bringing them in. She's going to bring you in again. Don't forget the repeat. Here's what's going to happen. Susan, since you started it, I'm going to ask for, Autumn. You're also playing, right? I'm going to ask you to watch for Autumn, because Autumn is going to show you when the last pattern is. Autumn, you can, after the melody finishes with the what a day, you could, Autumn, get serious, that's coming on. So when you get to the end and you think it's a good time to end, you need to just da 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 and let them know. Be really clear. Yes. Oh, there it is. So, any questions on what we're about to do?
Clear over here.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see your melons.
All right. Cool.
So
Thanks.
keep repeating until they...
No, you're going to do this all the way through, then take the repeat, go back and do it again, and then add that little what a day kind of thing at the end. And then Autumn is going to keep that ostinato going until she feels like it should stop. And what note is Autumn going to end on? Why? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So, Susan, have fun. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Autumn, when you were at the end there, did you find yourself at some point go, nope, not that one. All right. Yeah, I love that. And I can tell by the way the mouth's like, okay, we'll catch that next time around. Or maybe one after this. And I love that. Wilhelm Keller, in his little book of Introduction to Orff, he has just a simplest little sentence that I love and I try to live by that says, the ultimate goal of a North Shore teacher, and I submit of any teacher, should be to become superfluous, to be unneeded. And so I try as often as I can to offer those opportunities to say, you're on. And if they mess it up, great, that's a good lesson. Now, try to fix it. I don't ever let them off the hook the first time. After 3 times, I might say, okay, cool, let's take a break from it. I'll give you a chance at it next time. So, because I don't want to embarrass them over and over. And if they, as the anxiety builds, that can be tough. But I love offering that empowerment option. I have this dream that one of my performances at this school, I did it once at my own school, where I don't do anything. I just sit and let them go. They were middle schoolers at my last school, but they did it. My grandmother, I received notice that she had a stroke and was almost gone. And so my 7th graders were working on shadow play, and they'd done, this might have been actually one of the pieces that they were doing. And I just told them, I walked in and said, hey, your performance is tomorrow. I gotta go, I'm out of here, I love you, do great, I'll see you when I get back. They're gonna video record it so I can see it. And I'm like, well, who's gonna start us? Like, you're gonna start that piece, you're gonna start that. I'll see you, you don't need me. And it was so good, I still have the video, I love watching them still and saying, wow, look. And it wasn't perfect. And there were moments when they started the drone, and there was a lovely democracy going on between the parts. They're like, I vote for this tempo, I vote for this one. Let's compromise. So I love watching that happen. And sometimes they'll look at me like, what are we going to do? I don't know. I'm not playing anything. So let's talk very briefly, and getting back to Wendy's question about kids and text. Let's take a look at where I've done this with kids. I hope I still have it. My iPad, I wiped it out because I'm that technologically savvy. And is it waffles? And so when I did this with my 5th graders, they wrote, one group wrote it all about waffles. One group wrote it all about hot dogs. I know, and they were just bizarre. Let's see here, shoot, the broad, no. See again, weird kids. What are we gonna call this piece? Pirate Stippy Dog. I'm like, yeah, all right. So, no, sorry, bride. There's Pirate Stippy Dog again. Snake dance, shoot, it's not here. It was, I like hot dogs oh so much, like to munch them in my lunch. Put some ketchup on, pass the ketchup please. Ketchup makes me sneeze. Pass the ketchup please. Ha ha choo.
Okay, now that's
right? So, and when they do stuff like that, I like waffles on my plate. Side by side, they make an 8. Put some syrup on. Syrup makes them done. Put some syrup on. Yum, yum, yum. And when you're doing that, of course, I'm crafting, my first care is the lyric to say, does it fit the meter? Because that's what's going to teach the piece. My second care is the content. And I've spent so many years struggling with this because I'm a silly person. I like joking, I like laughing. Anyone who knows me knows Cindy had me in level 1 and I was always just shouting out ridiculous things because that's how I deal with stress. So, and so I struggled with that of like, no children, be beautiful, come on, make beauty. And realizing, okay, sometimes I need to ask them to just be goofy children and then allow that and laugh with them over it. And then say, I love that you love these lyrics. We are so never singing these in front of people. And embracing that weirdness with them. So, I shoot for beauty when I need it. And I would say I spend probably 70% of my life saying, come on, be beautiful. Come on, we can do this. I spend another, chunk of my time just saying, laugh with me. What is the most ridiculous thing that we could write right here? Like waffles. done deal, right? Unicorns. Like, all right, unicorn, you know, whatever. The horn. So enjoy that opportunity, because the goal in this piece, the goal of the last 45, 50 minutes was not to have the children creating anything gorgeous. My goal was getting back to where we were earlier and saying, I want to study a piece from the volumes. This particular piece is from volume 4. For those of you not overly intimately familiar with the volumes, there are 5 primary books, fundamental books. They are divided up into, like I said, they're divided up into 5 volumes, and they're really 3 groups. Volume 1 is pentatonic, and it's only pentatonic using whole steps. It's called an enhemotonic scale. We're going to go there in a minute. Volumes 2 and 4 are kind of bound to each other because they're both minor sounds. Volume 2 is minor in modes with drones. Volume 2 and, what am I doing here? Volume 2 and volume 3. Volume 2 and 3 are major, major drones, and then major with functional harmony. Volumes 4 and 5 are a set that have been cut into 2 volumes. They're minor with drones, minor with functional harmony. So when I refer to one of these volumes, that's what I'm referring to. So this piece is in volume 4, it's on page 5, and when you look at it, it's kind of a throwaway piece. 2 little pieces, two little mallet parts. And so the goal here was not to have you giving me any input, because I didn't want my kids' input at this point. I wanted to copy the master and figure it out. So I needed to find a way to get my kids involved. I needed to find a way to make it their own. So the lyrics. And again, I don't care about the lyrics because I'm not probably going to use them. Unless they write something beautiful about a gray cloudy day. And in which case I would say, oh, that's a gorgeous little melody. Let's make it happen. So, the melody, I broke down when I was analyzing this. Second, the first thing I analyzed was the accompaniment. And that's a common theme in these volumes pieces that we're going to be talking about today. If you look at this accompaniment, it's really 1 measure long, of course. It's really A and E. And this D is just a little lower auxiliary that creates a nice color in there. So I said, okay, cool. Kate Mon, it was Orff's counterpart, that she probably wrote this one. She just started with this little drone, and then she said, okay, to make it a little more interesting, instead of going A, D, E, A, D, E, 1, 5, 1, 5, cool. And then saying, okay, now that I understand what's there, what's going on up here? Well, 3-note motive. A, B, C, great. Just goes right back down. Okay. Oh, look, she does it again. Okay, cool, I can teach that. That's pretty easy. It's just rhythmically embellished to make it a little more interesting. Oh, 3-note motive. 3-note motive, basically. And then, 3-note motive, that from before, and then a little 1-7-1 ending. Have any of you done any Schenkerian analysis? Okay. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically, and I need to say, I'm a dork. This stuff makes me happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, I hope that you'll either say, I could actually see what he's talking about, or say, cool, I'm going to teach that piece next week. Or whatever makes you happy. But the whole idea of Schenkerian analysis is you take a piece of music and you start stripping away everything that's extraneous, that you don't need, and then you're left with ultimately its core elements. It's a little bit like taking a big stock pot and boiling off all the water until you're like, oh, look, here's what's really down in this thing. Okay, getting rid of the other stuff. So this thing, the way I look at it, is these 3 notes and these 3 notes. The rest of it is just different ways of playing with 3 notes. Okay? Any questions about that? So why does it matter? Who cares? Why did I spend so much time doing this? Because this is how I then started saying, okay, now that I understand that, now I think I'm ready to go and start making something else along these lines. And I'm going to fail a bunch of times before I get anything that remotely works. Any questions? Yeah?
I have a question.
My classroom, I'm lucky enough that I do have some works at live homes, but I only have 8. I have a class of 28 kids on average. What do you do with those other kids when you are trying to teach this
It's an excellent
to
question.
those kids?
And I'm going to give you the answer you don't want to hear first.
Yes.
And then I'm going to give you what I would do. Okay? So I was very lucky. I'll give you just a 2-second background into what my teaching experience has been so you understand where I'm coming from. I spent 2 years teaching in Denver, my first 2 years, and I was so unbelievably bad that I don't know how I kept a job for 2 years. Every Friday afternoon, the last period would walk out and I would do this triumphant jump in the air because literally, I would jump in the air because I had pulled off the con for 1 more week. Nobody knew, but I had no idea what I was doing. And so then I decided, okay, I need some help. And so I had the fortune to have studied in my student teaching with somebody who taught in this style. And I said, okay, I'm going to go take levels. And so I went and took my level 1 with Cindy Hall. And then I kept going, and I took all my levels. And while I was there, I had the fortune of getting a new job out in Maryland with some people you might know or have heard of, Rick Layton and Jackie Schrader. Jackie was my movement teacher at that course, and she said, I want you to come work with me at my school. At that school, I got to teach children in groups of no larger than 18. I saw 5 classes total, like not a different 5th grade. I had a 5th grade, a 2nd grade, a 7th grade, a 1st grade, and a 3rd grade, and that was it. Just 1 class of each, and we had 6 full-time music teachers. So I got to teach my kids every single day for 45 minutes, and I had more time than I knew what to do. So after, I know, pretty sweet. But after 8 years there, I decided it was time to go, and I moved back to my home in Denver, where I opened a school. And I didn't open the school, the county opened the school. And so, but I was the first music teacher there. And when it came time to go back, I decided, okay, I'm going to go back into the public schools. I'm going to try to make what I learned at Key, this private school, work. Can I do the same thing with 675 children that I see 1 day a week for 45 minutes? Can I make that work the way it did at Key School, where I saw groups of 20? You know, I had 85 kids, I think, total, every day of the week. So I did, and I've been there now for 11 years. And when I opened the school, the principal was very supportive, and I used the argument, this argument. I said, I don't want any textbooks. Don't buy me a single book. I will buy all my own materials in terms of books, knowing, like different resources for me to teach from. I said, give me every dime you can for instruments, because this is my textbook. This is what the children are studying from, like you were today. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 5. Find them. And so I said, you wouldn't ask these kids to share a math book, so I'm asking you not to ask them to share an instrument. And he said, yeah, sounds like totally makes sense. So I have an instrument for every single child now. Having said that, the first thing I would do is I would double them up on instruments. I would maybe alter this melody so that it could be played in 2 octaves. I would consider having them sit across from each other and be, one helping the other, trading places. I would, one of the things I have tried is to say, okay, you guys are going to be over here writing a dance while I'm over here teaching. I found that to be mixed bag. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's just too much going on in the classroom, and it's too hard for me to monitor this plus this, still be thoughtful in my process and reflect. So the last thing I would offer is to start writing grants or looking towards different organizations. I don't know what you have locally in terms of your chapter. I know some chapters have instrumentarians that they loan out. Aosa, if you're a member, they have scholarships and grants where you can buy instruments, particularly with Title I schools. They offer a lot of money for Title I schools, money that doesn't always get spent. There have been years they have scholarship money that doesn't get claimed, and it just sits there.
And who is that?
Aosa, the National Orff Organization. You have to be a member for 1 year before you're allowed to apply. So if you're not a member, if you apply today, you could apply for 1 year from now. That's how I did for my level 2 lecture. I applied for the Cape Mon scholarship, and they paid for me to go take my level 2. So look for those monies, your PTCO. The other argument I use on top of the textbook idea is I say, I know these are expensive, but if you buy me good ones, they will last longer than I do. And I promise you, I told my principal that first year, after I got like $25,000 in classroom instruments, you know, because it was a brand new school. I had walls, that's it. And so I said, I asked, do you get this for me? I will not darken your door for a long, long, long time. And so, sure enough, I did not enter that office one time asking for money. So there's a few options. There's a newer organization that I mentioned, Steve Controvio, and I can't ever remember the acronym, ACEEM something. They offer a traveling instrumentarium among instruments, but I don't know if they can this far away. So,
I don't think we do.
okay. Anyway, oh,
Here in the Davis
last,
School District, I used to teach in the Davis School District. Donna, what's her name now?
Radmont.
Donna Radmont. She has a set of instruments, and I borrowed some to add to mine, so I had enough.
They're actually in my office.
So there you go.
I have them in my office now, and we add to it every month. So we have
So
like
it's
a
even bigger than
huge
my
portable.
apartment.
Yeah.
I had to go pick it up myself, and I think I took my daughter right here, and we went and up and down the elevator and the stairs, and it was a pain, but we had it for months, and my school was great.
and related to that, I just realized I have 2 student teachers who opened schools next to me, and they did not get the budget that I got to open a school. So they each bought half of an instrumentarium, and they split it. They just said, okay, you can have it for these months, I'll have it for these months, and so it travels back and forth between their 2 schools, and they just share with each other that way. Having said that, even though I just demonstrated with these instruments, it's important to note that Orff Schubert is not this piece of music. Orff Schubert is not these barred instruments. It's the way in which you approach teaching. And let's be real, teaching with these instruments makes things a lot easier. But if you don't have them, then you can start looking at other ways. I've taught Orff Schubert classes with only a recorder. I've done it with only percussion. Before we had instruments, I was like, okay, we got to figure this out. So with only singing, and we're going to do things like that later. Okay. Did I help answer your questions a little bit?
I think
A
so.
few ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no easy way to get, 25 however many instruments you need, but over time. And the only thing I'd say is be careful in what you buy, because you want to buy a good instrument, so you're not replacing it in a few years. You want to buy one that's going to be around for a while, so that when you have the money to buy another one, you're not replacing it, you're adding, right?
I was just going to say that part of the Orff Schubert is putting things into the body. And if you've taught the drone, having them put it in the body, your kids can all be actively doing something, even if they're not on an instrument, so that they're building that skill
Sure.
to move the mallets.
At the very least, if I was going to do something, another thing we were talking about iPads last night, another thing I might do is have one child, I might have a group of kids working on something maybe theoretical. So if you guys were working on accounting in the meter 6, so you take this, go to the accounting sheet for 15 minutes while I'm working with these guys. You can do that on an iPad or pencil paper, and then we're going to swap out. So, okay, well let's push on, because I want to show you a little different one. Speaking of getting in the body, I was walking through the library a couple of years ago, and I found this book. It was sitting up on the shelf. Yeah, come on. And it was called How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World. It's a great little book. It's an awesome story if you want to use it for a performance. In it, there's a little girl, and the premise is, if you want to make an apple pie, it's really very easy. You just go to the store, buy some apples, some flour, some sugar, blah, 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 some cinnamon, and you mix the ingredients in a bowl, put it in the oven, and bake. Unless the store is closed. So this little girl goes to the store, and of course it's closed. It says, in which case, and the first venue is, pack your bags and brush up on your Italian. You're going to Italy. And while you're there in the Italian countryside, pick up some superb semolina wheat. I love the language in the book, because it's just rich, superb semolina wheat. So I have this little poem up here that, let's see, we've got this thing goes like this. Semolina wheat, that will help make our pie complete. Time to go, grazie, we'll bake our treat with good old semolina wheat. Okay, let's do it again. Semolina wheat, that will help make our pie complete. Time to go, grazie, we'll bake our treat with good old semolina wheat. There's one little trick in it. Where is it?
Time to go.
Good old semolina wheat. Yeah, most times when my kids read it for the first time, it's good old semolina wheat. Good old semolina wheat. So why did I not, just out of curiosity, I could have very easily started just a drum beat and said, who will read this for me? Read me how you feel this. Why did I not choose that for this particular setting, do you think? What did I tell you about asking for a child's opinion? You use it, right? Or you craft it. So if I have somebody go, I hear semolina wheat. Semolina wheat. Ah, you got it. Right? All kinds of different sounds you could get. I had a teacher tell me, during my level 1, actually, kind of looked at me and went, oh, it's really unmusical. It wasn't Cindy, but this person went, your clapping is really unmusical. And I just thought, it's just clapping. You're just slapping your hands against each other. It was really a shift for me to say, wow, I need to make sure at every turn, so that when my kids are doing body percussion, they're not going, but and looking for different ways to express themselves with something as simple as just clapping. So we've done pats, we've done claps. What else? How else can we do this? The rhythm of this poem. Ooh, ready? All right, here we go. Oh yeah, relax. Use your whole body. Okay, I'm on fire. Okay, what else can we do? Ooh, chest, right? And here we go. That's when we're kids. Bat and patting legs. We're most often like, ow. To which, what do I say? Stop hitting yourself so hard. Like, the last thing I need is you going home and telling your lawyer dad that you got on the board to chest in music class. So, let's hear. Are any of you familiar with Keith Terry? Oh, yeah. Okay, has he been here? Okay, for those of you who don't know Keith, this is not mine. This is Keith. All right, so Keith Terry is a body percussionist, body musician. He's a drummer too. He lives out in the Bay Area in San Francisco, and he came up with these new versions of body percussion that kind of transcend what we've been doing in Orff Shoulder. In Orff, we've got clap and pat and stamp. We've got snaps. Ooh, let's do some with the snaps. Now, why did you alternate every single time? I didn't see one person just using one hand. Yeah, exactly, because it's hard. So, using that logic then, if we were going to use our feet, probably going to alternate our feet too, right? Let's try that, right? Here we go. That's. So getting back to Keith. Keith invented these, or developed these systems where he does meter through body percussion, where this is two. Ideally, you're alternating hands. If you can't alternate your hands, you're going, that's fine. So this would be two, just a nice, easy way of keeping two. And I like that the clap has a little more of a punch than the chest sound, so you get that accent. Three would be, it's okay, jump back on. Four would be adding a leg like this. Five would add the other leg. Take a breath. Six would be adding one leg, but that's just too easy. So we add the back of the legs like this. That's seven. If I was going to add 8, I would add one stomp, but that's no fun. So we're going to add 2 feet. So you can combine them, and so So, and with the clap. So you can combine them in different ways. And so I've done this with kids in a lot of different ways. Initially, it's kind of just a fun math problem to say, okay, great. So on this side, Cheryl, do you want to do 5s, 7s, or 9s? 5. So you guys are going to go. So if you're doing 5, what do you guys want to do 7s or 9s? See it. 9s. The whole way with all feet. Good. So if we have 5 and 9, what's the common denominator? Or multiple? 5 and 9? 45. 45. You got to get 45 beats before you're going to phase back into the clap, right? So that means you guys are going to do 9 5s. You guys are going to do 5 9s plus a clap. Now, the first reaction you're going to have is la 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 la. Try to listen to the people around you too, okay? Because it's fun to hear the clap phase between the two. So we're going to go about yo. Can you try to clap together at the end? That was it, right? Yeah. And you did the same thing my children do. Like, that was it. That was it back then. So, and they're never perfect, but it does. They are like, okay, that's kind of cool. So let's do this. Let's do this. You guys, let's get you off 5s. Annika, 7s or 9s? 7s, good. Over here, Delphi, you said 7s?
Yeah.
Okay, 9s or 5s?
5s.
5s. You guys are 9s or 9s?
9s.
Oh, so, all right. So now, what's the common multiple between 5, 7, and 9? A lot. Right? So, but here's the challenge. If you miss it, who cares? Try it. See if you can watch and listen as the clap phases around, and see if you can find the actual ending. All right? Good luck. Ready? If you make a mistake, who cares? Ready? So 7s, 5s, 9s. Yeah? Okay. Here we go. Watching this road.
They clap so, we clap, so I don't know if they clap. We clap with them. We clap the same. We clap with them.
You will eventually. But I think what you heard is, you guys met, you guys met, you guys met, but we hadn't yet achieved the whole thing, right? And so it hadn't been quite long enough. But
63 times 5 to get there.
Right. Yeah, right.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot. And if you can do it, if we get going a little faster, it does start becoming cool. This is this guy, Keith Terry is his name. I'll put him in the notes. And Keith, he does workshops, he travels, he also has videos that he's put out. His stuff is not on YouTube because that doesn't pay his bills. So every once in a while somebody will post something of his on YouTube and it comes right back down. So another fun activity to do is say, okay, you guys are 1, you guys are 5, and you guys are 3. So instead of clapping, you can go do, do, and you guys are going do, and do. So you hear the pitches traveling around, and then in a perfect world, you hear a triad at the end, right? So anyway, that's just a little way of doing it. Getting back, semolina wheat. So now we've talked about we've had it, we've clapped it, we've stomped it, we've stamped it, we've played around with this a little bit. We're going to improvise. We're just going to make up something for semolina wheat. And it's not going to feel good because it's going to feel so short. We need to just come up with something basic for body percussion. And I see you're already at work. Good. We're going to do it all together. Come up with an idea in body percussion for semolina wheat. Ready? And here we go. Semolina, stop. I know, you're like, really? That's it? Yes. If that works for you, you should do it again, whatever you did. If you didn't like it, you should never do that idea again. Ready? And here we go. Semolinas. I'm going to have you do it a couple more times, and then I'm going to ask one of you to share if you think, I don't know, my idea's pretty good. I think we could do that. Ready? And here we go. Well, wait a minute. Semolina wheat happens twice. So maybe for this version, you should try doing your idea twice to see if it actually works twice in a row. Ready? And here we go. All right. Does anybody have an idea that's like, yeah, my idea works okay?
Mine's awesome.
You're awesome. All right, let me see what you got. Everyone, do what she just did. That is officially our semolina wheat. So we're all going to do that. Then we're going to go to the next line, and you're going to improvise. So we're going to be doing all of this in unison, and then that will help. It's going to be organized chaos. All right? Ready? And here we go. Semolina. Good. Tiny, just tiny little suggestion. Back off some of the body percussion. The claps are a little aggressive, as are the leg. Okay, do it again. Ready? Semolina wheats. Here we go. With. You get one more shot. Have you done the same idea twice, or did you do something different each time? Something different each time? That's fine, that's fine. Let's do another one. You know what? Let's see if you can pick one of your other ideas and do it. Ready? And here you go. Who else has something that is awesome? Okay? Fine, do it again. Ready, and, oh, wait, after we're gonna take one more practice, and then you're sharing your idea. Ready, and here we go. Cool, sure. Let me see what you got.
That will help make our pie complete.
Ooh. How many times did she stomp her feet? Let's see, ready?
That will help make our pie complete.
How many times?
3.
Good. Let's find out where they are, because if we can get those, the rest of it's easy. Do it for us one more time.
That will help make our pie complete.
What 3 words? That help pie. Okay, good. So here's what I'll do. It's here. I think I can do it from here. Oh, there it is. So that help and pie. Did that show up? Good. So those are our stomps. Ready? Let's do it right there. Semolina wheat we're fine on. Ready, and here we go. That will help pie. One of us messed up. It hurts. Ready? Here we go. Okay, it was me. Ready, and here we go. Good for you and me. Ready, do it. Ready, set. Here we go. Good. Back to the top. Ready, and here we go. Semolina. Semolina. Good. Time to go. Grazie. We're going to go right on now. Let's just figure out what time to go. Grazie. Let's just think real quickly. We've done this. Okay, cool. So we've got a lot of high and low here. We might want to go middle of the body somehow, or maybe chest. Time to go grazie. Ready, set, here we go. Time to go grazie. Do it again, and here you go. One more time, and here you go. Raise your hand if you did this. Yeah, I saw a number of them. Let's go with that, okay? So we're going to go chest, 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 leg, leg, leg. Which hand do we start with? Yep, whatever one you want. Ready? And here we go. Da, da, da. Oh, time to go. Grazie. We'll bake our treat. Time to go. Grazie. We'll bake our treat. Let's hear it. Let's start. Time to go. Ready? Here we go. Time to go. Grazie. We'll bake our treat. Okay, try that again. Add something. We'll bake our treat. Ready? Here we go. Time to go. Grazie. We'll bake our treat. Try it one more time. This time I'm going to ask you to try to copy something you've already done. If you haven't copied anything yet, start. Ready? And here we go. Time to go. Does anybody have an idea? Good. What?
I did stomp. So
Oh.
there's going to be.
using that thing we had for earlier. Good for you. So it's going to go chest, 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 leg, leg, leg. Good. You know what? I'm going to add one more. Let's add with. So we're going to go like this. Time to go. Grazie. Will fix our treat with. Then all we have is good old semolina wheat. So let's go back to time to go. Ready? And here we go. Time to go. Grazie. Will fix our treat with good old. Wait a minute. Stomp, stomp. I have taught this piece now probably 15 times around the country and then twice to my own children. Not once has anyone suggested anything but stomp, stomp. It's got to stomp, stomp. Every single time it's stomp, stomp. And exactly, semolina wheat. You have the whole thing. Let's go at time to go grazie. Ready? So it's going to go, oh, here. Time to go grazie. We'll bake our treat with good old semolina wheat. Okay, now you're going to make mistakes, so make your peace with that, all right? Let's go to the top, go through the whole thing. You're going to mess it up, and then you're going to get a minute to practice it. My kids right now are practicing a lot while I'm talking. Like, trust me, you're going to be fine. From the top, make mistakes. And here we go. Semolina, semolina. Just out of curiosity, and not just to make me feel good about myself, how many of you got here and went, oh no. Good, good. Yeah, and so I don't remember what this next thing is. So, I guess let's go down first. Does anybody have any questions about this forward? Okay, here's what's going to happen. This is my real life classroom. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to check on every single one of you. I'm going to say hi. You're either going to say one of three things. You might be saying, I need help, which means come here, show me what this part of it is. I always tell my kids, don't tell me, I don't get it. That doesn't help. I don't understand time to go grazie. Show me that part, right? So you might be there. You might be the kid who says, I'm fine, go away. I'm okay with that. Most likely, I would imagine my kids at this point, most of them are in the place of saying, I'm okay, I know what you're asking, but I need some time. Just give me a little bit of time here and I'll be fine. So if that's where you are, great, okay? Work with a partner. You have about 2 minutes to make sure you're good to go. Questions? Good? Go! By the way, who is this the hardest for? I'm dying up here, all right? The new class comes in and I'm going, guys, I still have the other fourth grade still stuck in my head. I have no idea how to do this. So my solution most of the time is just shut up and get out of the way, all right? So that becomes superfluous because you have no idea what you're doing, all right? Come on, ready, and here you go. Do it again. We could go like this. Duck, 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 duck. Let's try that, ready? One more time.
I'm gonna start listening to them.
Duck, 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 duck.
I have a hard time on this.
This, that. Tricky.
It feels weird.
Okay, 4 parts. So, just how you can keep going and turn it into all kinds of different stuff. Now, my 4th graders, yeah, no, they don't get there very often. Every once in a while, they get there. The most commonly, they'll get to 2 parts at the shorter interval. That's the most common place they'll get with it. But every once in a while, you get that crew that comes through, like, let's try it, what the heck? And then the next crew comes in after that, like, yeah, let's try it, let's never do it again. So, we're going to take this, it's about 10 till 11. So let's take a little bit of a break. And when we come back, I'm gonna show you how this becomes something from volume 1 and how we can start to adapt this in the same style. Before we take a break, does anybody have a question about what we did up to that point? Yes?
I just have one question. How do you keep the noise, the talking from stopping? We're teachers, so we're listening, but how do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The talking in terms of what? Be more specific.
The kids talking about what they did. Yeah.
While I'm teaching? You know what? Honestly, I tend, in case you couldn't tell, I tend to move kind of quickly in my classroom, and they learn pretty swiftly that if they don't pay attention, they're going to get lost. But that sounds a little heavy-handed too, because the other thing is, I don't want to make a big thing about this. My classroom, when we opened the school, the whole idea was, in our school was, the principal said, the children don't necessarily hear that they're loved enough in life. And we don't know their homeworks. So we need them to know that they're safe and that we're going to take care of them. And he encouraged us, even as back then I was single, as a single male in the classroom, a general in the classroom, which I'm very cognizant of, or was, to use the word love. And so my kids often, as they're working, I will walk over and I might look and I'm just Andy, right? And if Andy's talking, I might just use that proximity. Like, and so she knows, like, oh, God, you heard that, right? Or a lot of times, why are they really talking? What? They need to. They're saying, help me. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. So I will, the phrase I used a minute ago that I'll frequently use is stop, stop. I love you. I see you practicing. I see you working hard. I will give you a minute in 1 minute. Just bear with me. Stay with me. And then I will give you that time. So it's about it's an exchange of respect to say, I understand that you want to be talking to a friend, hopefully about what we're doing in class, but I'm going to ask you to be quiet right now, and then in a minute, you're going to get that time. Then, when they're having that moment, that's when I might walk over and go, okay, so I saw you talking to Jeanette. What's going on? Do you have a question about what we're doing? No? Oh, cool. So, like, was that about recess or lunch? Yeah, okay, cool. Talk about that later, not right now. It's easy to say I'm not that critical of them when I'm standing in front of you right now, but the reality is, of course, we have a performance in 2 weeks. Please, stop, help me. So, I have those moments too. All right, let's take 10, and when we come back, we're going to take this piece and move it to some instruments. All right. And so, could I just start having the kids make up their own versions? And so they started coming up with their own little melodies, dun 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 dun, which is way cooler than anything I come up with. but they're not at the point where they can notate it. And so I have to show them what the notation looks like, and along the way, we're singing it every single time to internalize it. The best year was when they ended up writing dun 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 dun, which is Bunga Alafia, shit, right? So I'm like, way to go, guys, that's not original at all. So anyway, but then it started to tear into the pieces, and I think this is such a great example of pulling open that book that first day in my classroom, going, and putting it back. Because that's a lot of stuff on that page. That is a scary looking page if you don't know what's happening and if you don't know what or how to teach it. But we're looking at it further and saying, all right, so it's a melody, it's 4 measures long, it uses some 8th notes, it's in do pentatonic, okay, I can get behind that. I can break down the melody into a skeleton like I showed you earlier, we can do that. And then saying, all right, so the timpani here is really just what? It's a drum. It's a simple drum. It's been inverted. And then some of my level ones all guys like, yeah, but you said inverting the drum is wrong. You said it sounds weak to sing under. I'm like, well, not when you're singing over timpani. Like you can do anything over timpani. It's going to be amazing with that 1-5, 1-5. So that's why that works there. It doesn't work as well on xylophones. Then I looked up, okay, well, what's the bass doing? What's it really? It's an ostinato, but it's something we invented over here too. It's a moving drum. C, G, A, G, C, G, A, G. That's all it is. It's just that here they kind of broke it up so it wouldn't be quite so obvious in terms of the harmonic stuff and clash with the melody like you heard when we were singing. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1.